This apple pecan cake with a caramel glaze isn't just another cake. What makes it different? It starts with Granny Smith apples. They have just the right amount of tartness and sweetness. Added to that is hand chopped roasted pecans and this irresistible caramel glaze cascading down the side. It is a stunning cake and the flavor is irresistible. It is harvest fall in every slice. Guys, I know that you're going to like this recipe. And when you do, you hit that thumbs up. Don't cost a thing. If you're new here, hit subscribe and also hit notifications so that you get all of our recipes as they post. If you are returning and you've been here several times, I do appreciate you joining me here in the kitchen. I don't know what I'd do without you. Now, don't go nowhere. You hang out with me. We're going to make this apple pecan cake with the caramel glaze. To start this apple pecan cake with the yummy caramel glaze, you're going to need 3 Granny Smith apples. And you'll want to wash these well. You're going to peel them and cut them in small pieces. You can even grate it if you would like. I am using my favorite peeler. I know that everybody probably has their favorite as well. This is the same peeler that my granny used. So I've known of this peeler and used it ever since I was a little bitty girl, but it fits in my hand perfectly. Guys, apples are in season right now in the North Carolina mountains. I hope I can get back up to Hendersonville this year. I'm not sure that I can or not, but they have apples galore there. I'll throw you some pictures up here of last year's. Honey, they had all varieties of apples. It was just fabulous. I make a game out of it when I do these apples. Don't you love it when that happens? Guys, if you noticed my hand, it is beat up horribly. We got a new German Shepherd puppy last week, and its nails, it was like a little bear. The very first day that we got him, his name's Judge. We took him over to the Pet Smart and got those nails cut, but it was too late, okay? I had already held him on the way home, and it was a 2-hour drive, and I am beat up horribly. That little German Shepherd, it's a cute cuss, though. It's laying over here asleep behind me right now. Come over and take a look at him. Good. He is wore out. We had him out socializing him this morning, and he was the cutest thing ever. Our apples are all peeled. We're going to start chopping them now in small pieces. Okay, we want them small. We won't have the apples throughout this cake. Gives you that extra texture in every bite. I got all the apple cut off the core. Ron's going to take this and put it into our worm bin. We do some compost in here as well. Our apples are all chopped. Preheat your oven now to 350 degrees. Grab yourself your bundt pan and set these apples aside. You will want to grease your bundt pan. Grease it really good and flour it. I am taking a shortcut and using baker's joy, but I did give it a really good spray. And then set this off to the side. I'm going to start working on my dry ingredients. So you need 3 cups of flour. You will need 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1 teaspoon of salt. We're just using a sea salt, and then just whisk this all together, or if you want to, you could actually sift this all together. I'm just whisking. And then we're going to set that over to the side, and we're going to bring our mixing bowl over. I'm a whiskful, I can't say it. I'm a whiskful. I'm a wistful thinker. Whiskful. I can't even say it. I got my mixing bowl here. We're going to mix our wet ingredients. We'll start with 1 1/4 cup of butter. I am using an unsalted butter. Look at those little half sticks that was at the grocery store. They were on sale. I don't know if that's why. They're kind of a pain, but They were on sale, and we know how much butter is, okay? And we will need 2 cups of sugar. Now we're going to just cream this together. So grab your hand mixer, or if you're using a stand mixer, you get the creaming. You want to start it on low to keep from throwing this all over your kitchen, and then you're just going to increase the speed until you can get this all creamed. Now we're going to add our eggs. You'll want 4 large eggs, and we're going to add some vanilla flavoring. Guys, I have ovens ready. We need to hurry up and get this cake in there. I have come to really, really like the vanilla bean paste. It has the little flecks of vanilla in it. I just love the way it looks. So it calls for a tablespoon of the vanilla. I'm just eyeballing it. And then get this, the eggs and the vanilla beat in with your sugar and butter. Now we're going to put these wet ingredients and the dry ingredients together. With your dry ingredients, I add this a little at a time. So like 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3, and mix it till it's fully incorporated. That was a little more than a third, huh? We ended up doing 1/2 and 1/2. Our batter is all mixed up. We can put this mixer away, and then we're going to start folding in some additional goodness that's going to add so much texture to this apple pecan cake with that caramel glaze. You can't have an apple pecan cake with caramel glaze if you don't have some pecans. So we have 1 cup of roasted and finely chopped, well, they're between a fine and a coarse chopped nuts. Now, guys, you don't have to roast your nuts, but it brings out so much more flavor. It releases those oils. It will make it so much better. So I have already roasted my nuts and chopped them here and just put these in. We're going to fold this all together with those apples. This is going to bring so much flavor and moisture and texture to this cake. What kind of cake is it? It's an apple pecan with caramel glaze. Come over and look at all this fall goodness folding together. Just keep folding until you get these apples and the pecans all throughout that batter. We want to be able to have that goodness, that freshness, that crispness in every single bite. Let's bring over our bundt pan. Again, that is sprayed very, very good or greased. And we're going to add the batter right to this bundt pan. Guys, you can make this, in a loaf pan if you want to. If you do it in a loaf pan, you'll want to have, this will make 2 or 1 beautiful bundt cake. And then you're going to smooth your batter out as evenly as you can. Guys, I got to correct myself on that temperature in your oven. It's 325 instead of 350. I'm just so used to cakes being baked at 350. It just popped out of my mouth, but it was a big lie. 325. Look at all of those apples and the pecans in there. I think this cake is going to be just enough batter to hold it together, and the rest of it's going to be goodness. This is going to bake for 50 to 60 minutes until it passes the cake test. Our apple pecan cake is out of the oven. This house smells delightful. We're going to give it the cake test, but I can tell that it is done because it's pulling away from the sides. But for good measure, it's done. We're going to lay this aside. No, we're not going to lay it anywhere. We're going to set this aside, and we're going to work on that incredible caramel glaze. To start our glaze, you're going to need 1.5 sticks of butter. So just add these to your saucepan and melt the butter. After your butter is melted, you're going to add 1 cup of brown sugar. Guys, you know you can buy caramel sauce in the store, but it does not match up to the homemade caramel sauce. So you're going to cook this until the sugar dissolves. You will also add a quarter cup of whole milk if you have it, guys. I never have whole milk in the house. That was 2%. And we're going to also add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I about used every bit of that. I just picked this up. I love vanilla and I bake a lot. You will bring this to a boil and then you're going to turn it down to a simmer. And it will probably take about 8 minutes for it to get to that consistency of caramel that we're looking for our apple pecan with caramel glaze cake. Our caramel glaze has started to boil, guys. I set a timer for 8 minutes and we're going to turn this heat down just a little and just let it continue to do that slow roll for 8 minutes. Our caramel sauce is done, guys. It smells so good. Look at that consistency. I'm going to put this over to the side and I'm going to bring that bundt cake back over and we're going to turn it out. Grab your favorite cake dish. This is one of mine. I think my sister got this for me, but I love it. It's beautiful, isn't it? So we're going to turn this out now. Now, this has been out for probably about 10 minutes from the oven, maybe just slightly over. So I'm hoping that that was the perfect time to get this to turn out without sticking. So we will see. Okay. Are you ready? Here goes. 1, 2, 3. Yay or nay? I, I say yay. I can tell the way that released. Look at that beautiful cake. We're going to let this cool just a little bit longer. We're going to top it with that glaze. I put my caramel glaze into this glass cup to make measuring cup to make it more pourable. Not to be confused with what was that other word they were saying not too long ago? Deplorable. Yeah. Okay, so you just pour this over. Look how thick it has already gotten. Just pour it over your cake. You'll want this just to cascade down a little bit on that bundt cake. It will make it so beautiful and also very tasty. This is one beautiful apple pecan cake with caramel sauce. Guys, I'm going to let this cool just a little bit and we're going to get into it. This cake is perfectly moist. The pecans and the apples are going to bring so much texture to this cake. Guys, I want to thank you for hanging out with me today as we made this apple pecan cake with the caramel glaze. I hope that you will try this in your home and I hope that you will give us a thumbs up. If you're new here, guys, hit that subscribe and hit notifications so that you get all of our recipes as they post. And until next time, you guys take care and God bless.